Meeting culture is costing companies $101 million a year. The average employee spends 1/3 of their work week in meetings. What are your guys' thoughts on this?
Well, if there's somebody that I know that's notorious for kicking people out of meetings, it's Elon Musk. I mean, he has a fine line that if you don't need to be in that meeting, he will stop the meeting and tell you to get out. Because I mean, he's paying engineers over 100,000 a year, 200,000 a year. All these really smart people that could be using their time wisely. So if they're in the meeting just not contributing to anything, then he's gonna literally just say, "Hey, what is your purpose for being here?" And if they can't really give one, or if it's just not a good enough reason, he'll be like, "Okay, I need you to leave."
Yeah, and when you think about, a really big company, like Tesla, but it could be a finance company, it could be a blockchain company, whatever it may be. When you really think, like, there really probably are a lot of people that are in those circumstances where they don't really need to be in that meeting and they're just kind of there to be there, but it's like they're not really getting anything done or contributing to it. So,
Well, yeah, I mean, and if you have those couple hours free, you're able to get a lot more done. You feel not pressured. You have free space and free reign to get everything done that you need to get done for the day. Well, if you got a meeting every other hour, then there's only so much you can get done in between those, especially if you need to be mentally prepared, and as well if you need to prepare something for each of those meetings throughout the day. I think it's said that the average employee spends their time throughout the week in 17.7, almost 18 meetings a week. That is ridiculous.
That's insane. And it really just doesn't make a lot of sense to me, because it said that, employees right now only decline about 14% of the invites that they get, when in reality it says they would like to decline around more 30% of those meetings. And it's just pointless. There's nothing worse than going to a meeting and having no purpose there and nothing to contribute or nothing to really, just take away from it. So I think, what can companies really do to combat this, to make sure that this isn't a problem like going forward?
So I have an idea, and it's because I read it in a book, The Power of Habit. In the book, breaks down the different habits of people, communities and large societies. Well, basically, one of the things when it comes to companies is the way that you can get more things done, the way that, you combat different people in a company, like their self-interest working against each other, is habit development. And this could really reduce the need for meetings if companies just develop the habit, more standard operating procedures for things that aren't necessarily manufacturing related, but actually just office workplace stuff. If people already know what they have to do, if people already know what processes need to take place throughout the week, then maybe they won't have to have a meeting on it, or maybe they can just already be like, okay, every Monday, instead of having a meeting going over the ideas, how about, you have your list of ideas for what you need to get done this week on a certain thing submitted, and just send an email to everybody by Monday. It's kind of like, with us with the brand deals, we used to be meeting on those all the time, but now we kind of just send the list to each other like, hey, I'm going to be reaching out to these brands this week. It saves us a lot of time.
Set the foundation and just go from there. Like, I think a really good way to go ahead and negate this is by sending looms, just sending those short video notes where you can
Audio
go a little bit more
messages.
in depth, audio messages, or just if you have a meeting where you're not really sure if this person should be included or not, just send them a meeting summary with what you guys went over and kind of some of the conclusions you guys came to. And if they have anything else to add, they can just go ahead and let you know with an email or a call, whatever it may be. So I think there's some good ways to battle this, and we just got to cut out the bad meetings, man. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.